My leader, how about Gagule? I don't know you. It was even more again. Let's go.
It is a great honor for Josan to welcome you to the commissioning of Josan Giant Mill, Umumbo, formerly known as Omo Rice Mill. Omo Rice Mill used to be the largest rice mill in Nigeria and West Africa, with a former annual capacity of 30,000 metric tons and a current expanded annual capacity of 80,000 metric tons of paddy rice input and 50,000 metric tons of milled rice. Josan Integrated Rice Mills and Farms is a PP scheme between Joseph Agro Industries and the Anambra State Government. Josan was the first given the former dilapidated World Bank rice farm in Fuma in 2015 as a pilot test scheme whereby Josan installed 2 new rice mills in Fuma, built all year round irrigation facilities, and engaged in a large co-sponsored agro scheme with IFAD Value Chain. Josan won the national awards as IFAD State of Taker. IFAD is the Agricultural and Rural Development Agency of the United Nations. The Anambra State Government then handed over the giant mill at Umumbo to Josan in 2018, formerly known as Omo Rice Mill, for complete rehabilitation. Successive federal and state governments since 1997 were unable to successfully rehabilitate the vandalized and abandoned giant mill. Josan did. They complete technical resuscitation and made all financial requisite investments to this effect. Josan is proud to announce that it's used its own in-house and 100% local content staff to bring back this giant mill to life and expand its capacity. Prior to this, the rice mill was totally vandalized and abandoned for years. All the electrical wires and key parts of the mill were ripped off, and the mill was written off by successive governments since 1997. Other investors who were brought in over the years abandoned this project as it was not technically and financially possible for them to resuscitate the giant rice mill after the massive vandalization until Josan took over the challenge. The Anambra State Governor, His Excellency Chief William Bello, challenged Josan to resuscitate the giant rice mill, and Josan then resuscitated the complete complex, expanded the capacity, and made the entire investment. Anambra State did not waste any single kobo of its resources for this miracle we are witnessing today, as Josan, under the PPP scheme with ANSEPA, made the entire investment. This miracle is a testimony of the federal and state government's successful agricultural policies to bring in genuine investors into agricultural sectors. Anambra State rice produced by Josan, different from Anambra rice, will be produced by this giant mill as a testimony to rice that is grown in Anambra, milled in Anambra State, and packaged in Anambra State. This will become a proudly Anambra State rice, made in Nigeria product, to reduce the importation of rice and seed foreign exchange for Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the various dishes of rice that will be served to our guests today is rice that was grown just outside this mill, harvested and parboiled here, milled here, packaged here, and cooked here.
Let me start by congratulating Your Excellency Chief Obiano, the working governor of Anambra State, and Josan Integrated Agro Limited on the commissioning of this giant rice mill. This is an investment embarked upon by Your Excellency's administration through the Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, ASIPA, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Mechanization, Processing, and Export. Josan Integrated Agro Limited is the largest integrated rice mill and farm in the southeast. It has 2 rural empowerment rice mills with a capacity of producing, listen very carefully, 30,000 metric tons, and now an expanded annual capacity of 80,000 metric tons a year, or 80 million kilograms of paddy. Imagine where these numbers put us in terms of self-sufficiency and export promotion. I will not let you know that area because I noticed that another guru, the Commissioner of Agriculture, Afam Mbalefo, will speak, hopefully to some of these issues in a moment. Let me just say therefore that the project is part of a grand scheme to position Anambra State to achieve self-sufficiency and become a net exporter of rice to surrounding states and countries. Added to this, Josan is to be the anchor off-taker for the Lower Anambra Irrigation project. Overall, this Josan Integrated Agro Limited has numerous benefits for Anambra State. 1, the project is already promoting food security, encouraging exports, and providing a dependable source of rice for the local markets and beyond, especially in the face of rising costs of foreign alternatives. 2, the project has already created numerous direct and indirect jobs and will generate much needed IGR for the states from this share of dividends and other businesses that will boost. This project is a shining example reminding for other investors about what is possible in the investment-friendly and investment-ready environment of Anambra State, thanks to His Excellency, Governor Obiano.
Today, for the second time, Governor Nabia Njeman Obodo. The first time was the 1st June. The Deputy Governor, Mechakwalabi Oboda. So, Lumumbo, the privilege, he received His Excellency for the second time. 4 times. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, may I equally remind you that the former Chief Registrar, Anambra State Judiciary, Honorable Justice M.N. Okonkwo, for 3 months, got retired from active service. Okay, the former governor, Mr. P2B, the indefinite suspension, Manon Gewa, Ako Welite Global, but I will remain at church. Since our former Igwe Dr. Esi Nwekemo, Obodani Igwe for 30 years, I'm not going to give about that. Ako Welite, Weme Simeon Chilubem, Igbo Bohora, Weme Ya Abo one of Umbo Welite. The former special advisor to His Excellency on Chieftains and Taino Matters, Barrister Udengba, Ongewan, that appointment. Adalia Melmo Okweba Netitiani, as your SSA, the appointment from the office. Your Excellency, 5 years ago, Ada Gozu Mumbo from Johnson Omo, but today, the extent of that work, even when he seen the contractors have ceased to operate, and the government has now, that's the DNM, His Excellency acquired the contractor, cannot get back to site. Honorable China, House of Assembly, when you got up to our age, don't worry. No, Naga not oppose Mumbo. Although I the way today, I'll give my belly over. I like no, the former Eastern Governor, Eastern Region, Choliba Pumili Mumbo, 3,322 feet, the water scheme project I will put out. I can send this bit of whatever scheme I can use. I'm an Excellency can do that.
The PG spoke very well this morning, or this afternoon. And his expectations, one of his major expectations is primarily why you're here, sir, today. If it is about that, I will keep commission on lay foundation school, Madam Millian and Anambra. Your Excellency, today you have two missions to accomplish today. One is to commission the 80,000 metric ton capacity mill that I have upgraded from 50 paddy inputs to 80,000 metric tons. You also will be laying a foundation stone for the water scheme and the irrigation scheme. This property and gigantic mill, as history can attest, was installed in 1987 and installed by the federal government, and in 2010 this gigantic mill was handed over to the state, primarily because of the yearnings of the farmers. And ever since then, sir, nothing happened until you came into government. When you came into government, due to the structure that you have put in and the structure that you developed and strategy of your administration, you set up ASIPRA, you set up some agencies that will drive your development. And that came to the birth of the relationship you have with Joseph Agro and the birth of Josan Farms Industry. Today, Josan has 3,321 hectares in Ufuma. Already the contract and the MOU that the state government have with Josan is 14,000 hectares. But we have started by allowing them to utilize the Ufuma with the agro scheme that they have done there. And then taking over this mill that's been moribund for over 28 years. And now they have rehabilitated this place, rewired the whole place, and is fully functional as we speak today. Great farmers! Great farmers! No farmer, no food. No farmer, no food.
Vivian one. Bo neguive n'obodo aya mere niile na ụmụmbo in particular. Igbe eji esiche rice anyị na-ebutela unu edozi. Osucheche rice na rice ọ na-esite n'ọnwa ya azụ Nigeria niile onye ka na-achịkwa unu. Una na-akụrụ aka n'ebe ya azụ Nigeria niile dọ na unu. Ọkụ na-eme. So osucheche rice ahụ, rice esi n'ọnwa ahụ wee osuche agha esu Nigeria niile. Ekwekwe onye ndị ọcha wee na-eri ọbụla rice n'ọnwa ahụ na-eme ya. Ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ na ụmụ unu ya enwecha ọnụ n'ibe a na-eme ebe a mana rice mill ụwa mana other projects anyị na-eme ma nke ndị Lower Anambra River Basin Authority na-eme so nọ mmeghe batalụ anya melụ mmeghe batalụ mmụbo. From tomorrow, by the way, we have a contractor now after house owner. And I'm not yet all, I don't know why. Two millions of it, I have a chance of wine and again. I couldn't even know. I was going to give you a ebe a lụrụ bridge na Ụmụeje ebe na echewu Ụmụeje wee debe Agụleri otu ndị ibe dị ahụ ụzọ unu ọkwụrụ unu na-emebicha mbụ unu kụcha ọkwụrụ na abụrụ ego unu elie unu bụrụ erusi ọ bụrụ eziokwu kata abịa ya abịabazite ibu na agaghị edozi ụzọ ahụ so ọnọ mmekwu ibe ka a bịara ime n'ọnwa ọzọ dịka ibe bụ na obodo dịka Ụmụmbo na part of area ebe niile enwerọ mmiri the water project anyị na ndị World Bank na federal government ebido ọrịa na-ego n'izuụka awa and anyị na-estimate na ọ ga-ewefa ebe 6 months to complete. It was there under 9 months when the purified version of it reticulate even the kubu. I was there pump yana baba or that opatacha na street alo child. You can't even the money I kumili. Una na troja we kumili also. Also the give here bona anya itibu iwu. Ima na even the masala even katoloma. Ya even na balen na mere nike. Mana itibu kaba wa naba. Ayi jiwu kaba unye na anya ibura ba ya dependent ba ya erosion na. Aina siba na ba in phases. So phase 1 me ba pro na wa. Phase 2 me ba pro. Na ni be na na bụ ndị a ibe abụ na-esele okwu nínú aba na-ata baya kwụsịa nke a tara ata baya kwụ ụgwọ ya unu maka ije eme mana ebe unu gbukwelu unu ya akwụ ụgwọ ya ọbụrụ n'ibe na-ekwure ọ bụrụ na akwụrụ ụgwọ ya anyị jide onye ndị ahụ ma ọ mụrụ utumele ụdị ahụ ka ọ dị ọ bụrụ na ndị Hausa tara ibu na akwụrụ ụgwọ ya anyị jidebe I can live over by a man. So, Honorable this is a very important day for Ụmụmbo, for my administration and for our dear Anambra State. This event is a very crucial chapter in the agricultural narrative of Anambra State. As we all know, agriculture is the #1 pillar of my economic plan for Anambra State. This event takes us one step further on the journey to the realization of my vision for the agriculture sector in Anambra State. Last Wednesday, I visited 3 construction sites in agricultural belt of Anambra North to monitor the progress of work at Umueje Bridge, the Nengo River Bridge, and the Nniata Nzam Road Bridge, which we are building to facilitate access to market by our farmers in those areas. Shortly before I came here, I visited Costaris rice farm, and technically I commissioned the water scheme they have there that will water 2,500 hectares of land. They are starting dry season farming on Friday. They are starting dry season farming on Friday. So that water scheme will start work to enable them to cultivate rice during this dry season, in compensation for the flood that took over the whole of Cossack farms. So this increase in capacity of, and they are about to finish their 60,000 metric tons per annum rice milling facility at Ibariam. They showed me the video, and they are at a very critical stage, and I was told that after the election they will invite me to commission it. So if you add this to what you are doing in Josan farm, you'll be able to appreciate what you are doing as a group, as a state in the rice production in Nigeria. And Ụmụmbo is a very important contributor to this rice project. It is my hope that our farmers will take advantage of this development and increase their production capacity, because very soon it will be easy for the okra farmers at Anako and all of Ayamelum to sell their fine produce where they will get more money instead of this problem they are having surplus to sell. In the Anambra, the commissioning of Josan farm rice mill today should inspire pride in all of us. In much the same way, the laying of the foundation stone of the irrigation community water scheme in Ayamelum local government area should reassure us all that my administration has maintained a steady focus on agriculture. This rice mill was abandoned for 28 years, but Josan has brought it back to life in partnership with Anambra state government. Operating at full capacity, this mill is expected to produce 80,000 metric tons of rice per year. That will push our current rice production volume from 345,000 metric tons to 425,000 metric tons. However, our projected rice production output for this year is 525,000 metric tons. As you all can see, we are doing very well in the production of rice. We are also doing well in production of cassava, maize, and vegetables. Our cassava output currently stands at 1.9 metric tons, 1.9 million metric tons per year. But we are projecting that by the end of this year, it would have risen to 2.16 million metric tons. Our vegetables output presently stands at 142,500 metric tons. And we are projecting that we are going to hit 321,600 metric tons in vegetable this year. While our maize production, which currently stands at 43,521 metric tons, is projected to hit 70,500 metric tons at the end of the year. With the commission of this rice mill, Anambra total rice milling capacity will stand at 889 metric tons per day. I have no doubt that this is an achievement. This achievement will strengthen our position as a leading rice producer in Nigeria. We are launching, the mill has been doing some trial runs, and they produce a lot of rice that we share to civil servants during the Christmas and December months. So part of the rice we are launching formally. Rice I call na Ayamelum, Suche na Ayamelum, Baka na Ayamelum, ko wani na elizikata. Obrani kubedi halu. Yes. So this is a sample of the bag of rice, and look out for Josan Anambra made rice all over. In addition to the rice being made by Sten, it's also rice produced in Anambra, milled in Anambra, and bagged in Anambra. You know, so we are trying to bring all the rice farmers under one certification that will ensure that the quality we are looking for is maintained. It's going to be stone-free, and it's going to be long grain among other qualities. You know, and with that, Anambra rice will be looked up to, like people used to look at Uncle Ben's rice. Yes,
sir. Thank you.
I am a Mekanamo. Yeah. Chief Judge, to the glory of God, the commissioning of the successful resuscitation of Josan Giant Mill, Umumbo, Ayamelum local government area, Anambra State, by His Excellency Obiano, legend. Igwe Mundo. Yeah, no one. Can you give the privilege of officially commissioning this factory, and you do it in the name of the Father,
in the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit.
This is the pre-cleaning section, and then this is what cleans the paddies. So basically what even happens is that when paddies are now brought in, the paddies are dropped in the suction pit, and it goes in here, which is a pre-cleaner. What you see here was all spoiled, and this is what we were able to wire and rewire and then bring back to life. It was a very difficult feat. It's an old mill, and most of what you see here is no more being produced. But with local people, we're able to re-engineer it. So what you see here is thorough re-engineering. Thank you very much, Excellency. So this is the even though this is an old mill, this is still state-of-the-art steel. So nobody in the world builds such kind of steel with such kind of gauge again. So even though it's old, it's still state-of-the-art. It's like a vintage Rolls Royce. No, we are military. This factory does not need a lot of people. So basically what you see is all automated. You only need one person here and one person that works here. So it's a mill that doesn't really need a lot of people, but needs a lot of farmers. This is a pre-tempering beam that takes out the moisture content from the body, and this can store and temper like about 65,000 kg of paddy rice. So this is a tempering beam, and it's all working now.
Everybody's gonna win, yeah, yeah. If only you just believe, yeah. Close your eyes and come and see, yeah, yeah. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause if you work on, you can get it if you work. If you strive hard, you can be just what you want. If you work hard, you can climb the mountain.
This is basically the border and the border. What fire now? We have to wait to be hit. It's sitting on. This is basically the boiler which generates the steam that steams the rice. We'll walk through now and you see the tank. And basically like those spots which you see moving.
Are we going to see the rice?
Green milk? Oh yes, we would. Yes. So this is now, and they're about to, it takes a little bit of time to then come up because you fire it. Okay, we'll help you. Yes, this way. So there's no waste. Nice are these ones.
So that the camera people can see what they are doing.
Okay. We have more like that. Okay. So this is the element that takes out the boss. This is the DA boss that takes out the boss. This is the DA toner. Let me show you. Bring out the body. These are the boss. sure that it's really what is written on the back. If it's 25, it's 25. If it's written 50, it's always 50. We don't cheat. We don't concentrate on that. Okay, that's right. Milled rice in Josan, made in Anambra State, milled in Anambra State, packaged in Anambra State. All thanks to the governor's efforts. Thank you very much, and then please clap for that excellent video. This is a water scheme that would draw water from Izu River, which is about 8 kilometers away. The water would drop in here and would be bifurcated here, which means that on the left, if you see the left canal there, it will go to the village of Umumbo. To the right, it would go to Omo. And looking at the pipeline here, this pipeline runs inside the mill and the water is treated inside the mill. The reason being, this whole area has an underlying gas terrain belt, and it's very difficult to drill water here. As a matter of fact, a company from Israel drilled 3,000 feet and were able to get more of gas than even water here. So the people have really been appealing for water here because water is life, both for the human beings who would drink and then also for farmers. The other thing that this would do is that it would, if we look here, this is a beautiful precision leveled farm. A rice farm, but there's not one single farmer there now. The only thing that this farm lacks is water. So once we have water running here, the whole axis here, about 10,000 hectares, would be filled with like about 20,000 farmers, who would then be able to increase the economic income of their people by over 100%. So we really thank you very much for having made this happen.
How long will it take?
Stage is ongoing. One of the ATAPS people is here. Africa Development Bank.
Yeah, they don't know what ATAPS is.
Okay. ATAPS is an agency of the Africa Development Bank. And I can see some of the ATAPS people there. This is the man that is doing the
Program Coordinator, Agricultural Transformation Agenda Support Program, African Development Bank supported project. Where the project is mainly to deliver water to Laip and Josan.
They don't know what Laip is.
Lower Anambra River Basin Development Project. Like he did say, we finished the design. It is at the tendering stage now. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the Excellency for the letter he wrote to AFDB, indicating your interest for this project. It also helped us in packaging the project and interest of the African Development Bank on the project. And also payment of counterpart fund. I won't forget that one. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I must say that.
Thank you, sir.
So everybody in the bank is happy with you because of your giant stride in agricultural development. Like I did say, the tendering stage is going on. You know, we are going to do national competitive bidding, which will take at least 3 months before we mobilize to site. So because of procurement process, I don't want to quote the exact date, but to not take up to 6 months before you come and commission the project.
With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless Anambra, God bless the shining light that we bear. We're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine. With our sweat and blood, every breath of our lives, we've trust in God, we will lift our homeland high. We believe in togetherness, we'll build a land of progress. Lift the spirit of Anambra, lift the spirit of Anambra, lift the spirit of Anambra, states we love.
Water and Irrigation Project by His Excellency Nyabomo Obiano. This day, 11th February 2019, to the glory of God. Thank you, Sergeant.